it's important for you to wrap your head around the fact that as you're moving down this path, you need to be really, really good at your job. You need to study and stay on top of it.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nick Fialka.
All right, pilot, welcome. Another solo episode, and here I am. I'm Nick Fialka, and there you are. You are listening. You are moving yourself forward. You are learning how to fly, and you are continuing to fly after you leave this podcast. I'm so glad you spend time with me and this podcast, making yourself better. It makes me better. I tell you what, I really enjoy doing these solo episodes because it makes me dive deep. It makes me challenge myself. It makes me really get creative. And it's really, really hard. It is really hard. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that it's hard. And this career that we have is hard. You have chosen one of the most difficult careers in the world. Doctors have to go to school for almost a decade to become a doctor. Lawyers have to go to school for like 4, 6, 8 extra years to be a lawyer. Pilots go to flight school for a few years and then they're pushed out of the nest and they're expected to be amazing. They are put in charge of millions of dollars worth of equipment, hundreds and hundreds of lives, thousands and thousands of families, millions of friends. Everybody you interact with has a stake in your career and a stake in how good you are at your job. And that can be scary if you sit and think about it. But it's challenging and it's good. And you can do hard things. As you are doing this and you are working through your aviation career, you are flying bigger and faster and more swanky things, but you also have a lot more trust invested in you, not just by the people that have hired you, by everybody around you. And it's important for you to step back and think about that. It's important for you to wrap your head around the fact that as you're moving down this path, you need to be really, really good at your job. You need to study and stay on top of it. And you can't let complacency get in your way. You are investing a lot of time right now into listening to me chat. You are investing a lot of time into making sure your applications are awesome. You are investing a lot of time into making sure that you pass your check rides. You are investing a lot of time into preparing for your interviews. I want you to invest a lot of time into knowing your craft. I want you to find those things that are maybe not going to get you a job, but they're going to make you a better pilot. There are so many different things to think about when you are a pilot. I don't have to tell you, you already know. But think about this. With the way things are going right now and the hiring waves and the retirements and airlines purchasing new aircraft, there's lots of opportunity for growth. And that opportunity for growth comes with a couple things. And one of those things that it comes with is this potential huge pitfall that all of a sudden you show up in an airline, you have the FAR requirements for the opportunity to become a captain. You put in for it, not thinking you're going to get it, and then you're awarded a captain spot. And you've only been with that company for a few months, and you don't even know their standard operating procedures. You haven't read the flight operations manual. I mean, worst case scenario, they put you in a new airplane that you've never even tried before. And you have to learn it all, and you have to be really good at it, and you are responsible for a lot of things. You have to do it on the nice days. You have to do it in the rain. You have to do it in the ice. You have to do it in the turbulence. You have to do it on the West Coast. You have to do it on the East Coast. You have to do it in Europe and Africa and Asia and South America and Canada and Mexico and everywhere. And that's hard. And so what you can do is start sharpening your sword right now and start finding your ways to make yourself better every single day. I talk about inertia. I talk about the Bird Church episode. I talk about a lot of different ways to motivate you, but I want you to take that and apply it to your everyday life. I want you to be able to hone a skill and study a little bit every single day. What are your approach minimums for your Cat 3, your Cat 2, your Cat 1 approaches? What RVRs do you need to know? When should you de-ice? How do you figure out if there's an edict time going into South Florida and you have to go, there's a delay in taxiing or there's a delay at the gate? How do you manage all that? Who do you talk to? If there's a medical emergency on board the plane, who are you going to call and how are you going to contact them? A lot of different things, man. So many different things. And I think about that all the time, is that we are required as aviators to be able to not know everything, but know who to call and know how to expand that team. And so if you haven't been thinking about that already, if you have been flying in the pattern, if you have been doing some aerial mapping or pipeline work or flying in the military, and you haven't started thinking about what it would take to be a captain and how to be good at that, it's a big trial by fire. And I want you to start diving into that and considering it. Because yes, you have to get ready for your interview, but you also have to get ready for the responsibility of command. And that's a big, big deal. And you can be awesome at it. Most people, when they are faced with a situation like that, will either freak out and not do anything, or they'll dive in head first and gain the knowledge that they need. And that's who you are. You are that person that will dive in. And as you are diving in, you are getting better. And I want you to dive in and then encourage the people around you to dive in with you. Because if you can make them better, they will make you better. And that is an important thing. So keep getting ready for your interviews. Keep doing those things that you need to do. Keep banging out the flight time that you need, but also dive in deep to the things that make you awesome at your job. Because whatever your job is right now, if you're diving into it, it's going to translate to your next job. And you can do that and you can be awesome at it. And I'm excited for that. Send me an email and let me know what it is you're diving into. I'd love to know. I think that is an awesome capability. And if you're able to harness that, you are going to succeed.
Hey, before you jump out of here and go on to the next podcast, can I ask a big favor? Would you mind going over to your app that you're listening to this podcast on and give me a review? Give me a 5-star review if you love it. Give me a 1-star review if it totally sucks. Put a comment in there, something that is helpful. It helps me. It helps get the word out there. It helps people find the podcast, and that's super cool. If you don't do that, maybe you could just share the podcast with a friend. Tell a buddy who's trying to figure it out, trying to sort out this pilot dream of theirs and get a little bit further. That is super awesome as well. Last, if you don't do either of those two things, how about this? Find a way today to make yourself 1% better. Do that thing that you've been putting off. Put your foot forward, make movement, get yourself going, get that inertia that you need to succeed in this industry. So that's your choice. Leave a review, tell a friend, or make yourself better. Either way, it's all a good choice. And I'm super stoked you're listening, and I will see you on the next episode. The statements made on this show are my own opinions and do not reflect, nor are they under any direction from my employer.